Hola and welcome to the Get Down. I'm Ritzy P. I want to welcome our butterscotch queen, Amena Ross. She is head of global policy at Block. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. We're here live at Chicago for the DNC. Is it your first DNC?
It actually is. I've worked in politics for many years, but I've gotten around going to the convention until now. So this is my very first convention.
Thank you for being here. So what are you looking forward to?
I think this is an incredibly historic moment for our country. The nomination of Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee for president is our ancestors' wildest dreams. And I think also it's apropos to mention that it's also the anniversary of Fannie Lou Hamer's testimony in front of the DNC Credentials Committee, where she requested that Black delegates be seated at the 1964 DNC convention. And she was told no. But in 1968, she came back and was seated. And it's just a marker of how far we've gotten and how much farther we have to go. So I'm very excited about this convention.
Awesome. So why don't you tell us about your professional path and also how you got into crypto?
I started my professional path on Capitol Hill. I started as an executive assistant for a member of Congress from Houston, Texas, Al Green. And I worked my way up. I did policy on Homeland Security. I was doing policy during the financial crisis. After 2008, I worked on Dodd-Frank and the passage of Dodd-Frank, which basically laid out the financial regulatory system we have today after the global financial crisis. And I really got into digital assets and crypto in my next job after being Mr. Green's chief of staff, where I worked for SIFMA, which is the Security Industry Financial Markets Association. And they represented the capital markets for the United States. So all of the banks that are on Wall Street, we were the trade association for them. And so digital assets definitely became kind of an in vogue term, kind of how we're dealing with the term of AI now.
Right.
But it had been around for so long, and folks like Cleve Messidor, who kind of started the policy discussions on Capitol Hill and in the administration on digital assets, really started this grassroots staff interest in digital assets, crypto, Bitcoin, decentralization, Web3, all of that. But that's when it really became kind of a crux in my professional career, was at SIFMA. And then now, in my current role at Cash App, we provide a way for retail investors to purchase Bitcoin through the Cash App platform. So definitely trying to make it easier for folks to understand and give them an on-ramp that's accessible, especially for folks that maybe have never invested in equities or bonds before. But Bitcoin seems like that kind of change in the system that draws people like us, Black people, Latinos, women, because they have for so long been not given the same opportunities in the financial system from traditional finance.
Right. That's very important. So how do you think your work at Capitol Hill prepared you for the type of work that you're doing now?
Yeah, I think definitely being a staffer on Capitol Hill, you wear a lot of hats. And I will say over the years, the crypto industry has definitely grown. There are so many different nuances now that before we didn't have. It was like Bitcoin, it was Ethereum, it was like Dogecoin, and, a few other outliers. The things that people have been able to do with the blockchain, just in terms of civil society, in the private sector, in terms of security, like network security, IT security. There's just so much potential for innovation in this space. And now I get to wear many hats again, working in this field.
Right. Because it's so like ever evolving. So
Yes.
you're ready to be lean and mean and pivot at any
Yes.
moment for sure. So how are you advancing crypto policy currently at Block and Cash App?
I work with some phenomenal colleagues at Block who have been in this industry from its inception. Think the people who were buying Bitcoin when it was $15, or maybe they bought a piece of pizza with Bitcoin. So these folks are definitely committed. And what I have just been really inspired by is how many of them are focused on the economic empowerment spaces and opportunities that crypto, digital assets, decentralization, and the blockchain offer. One of my colleagues is originally from Lebanon. And so the currency there has been significantly devalued, and Bitcoin has kind of become a lifeline for his family there and his community. For him, this is not just something that he does for work. It is an ethos. It's a part of how he thinks we can reset the table so that everyone can come to the table. When in the past, it's really just been Western banking practices that have taken the lead in much of our global financial system.
That's fascinating that it's kind of like a personal, like you said, a personal ethos. And I think that's when we see real innovation, especially utilizing emerging tech. It's a personal problem. You're coming up with a solution that can have global implications and help so many other communities.
Yeah.
So that's super exciting. So there's a lot of buzz about a possible Harris-Walz position on crypto. Do you have any predictions?
One of the things that I've learned about Vice President Harris over the course of her career is that she is very deliberate and she wants to learn as much as possible about the topic or the policy area before she makes any determinations about where she stands in her position. And that's what I think that the crypto industry really wants. Folks that are serious about wanting to learn and understand where the industry is going, where it has come from, and who it can help. If we talk about digital assets and this industry in a space of financial inclusion, economic empowerment, then I think that there won't be much that Vice President Harris will see space with us on. We'll see eye to eye. I think some of the conversation from the other side of the aisle has been really focused on giving the industry whatever they want.
Right.
And I think that that is not a winning discourse going forward, because then that shifts with the tides as opposed to being like a bipartisan ethos that we can build off of for the future. If the industry is able to couch what we bring to the table with crypto in a way of bettering the lives of Americans, which I think it can do, and I think a lot of people in the industry feel that way as well, then I think that we can get to a good place with the Harris-Walz administration, because that's what they care about.
Right. So more broadly, what are your thoughts on the ever-changing political landscape when it comes to this topic, regardless of who's going to be in the White House in 2025?
I have definitely felt over the past few years that it's been a culling of the herd a little bit. There have been serious actors that have been there from the beginning, and then there have been some unserious actors. And I think for us to be taken seriously on the global front and also at the federal level for the possible Harris-Walz administration, I think that we have to come to the table with serious points and serious platforms and serious data to back up our thoughts around economic empowerment. Because without that, how can anyone take us seriously?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to come to the table prepared and give them some points that they understand.
And with the maturity of understanding that even though this is a nascent technology, we are getting to our teenage years. So there has to be a little bit of a maturity that comes with the industry at this point.
Yeah, great points. So what do you want our listeners, the viewers, to consider? Anything you want them to compel to do or think of?
Yeah, I think it's really important for people to do their own research. I think that one of the things that I've seen when I talk to people in the public, in legislative offices, is that there's this view of crypto that it's only for guys who are on crypto Twitter, you know?
Yeah, crypto bros.
Yes, crypto bros. And I want to kind of push people past that stereotype to understand that women are investing heavily in crypto. Black folks are investing heavily in crypto. Latinos are investing heavily in crypto. Asian folks, of course, are investing heavily in crypto. And so there is a very wide swath of the global population that sees an interest and sees the potential in this technology. And even though the crypto bros are very loud on Twitter,
yes,
they are not the entire crypto community. Open yourself up to maybe challenging yourself to learn a little bit more about it. Also, I think that a lot of people think it's a young people's thing. Well, you know, my dad has been learning more about crypto. My aunties have been learning a little bit more about crypto. And I think it's something that it crosses generations, crosses races, crosses genders. So we should definitely open up the tent.
Yeah. No, and I appreciate all the work that you're doing, because mass media is not covering the stats that we've been privy to, especially in the past couple of days of non-white, especially Democrats. We're out here using it and we see the potential. And like you said, it doesn't matter the age. It's not just the young people, it's people in my age bracket. I mean, what is a fun fact that we can know about you?
Fun fact would be that I am really interested in B movies.
Okay.
Like the worst movies ever.
What's one of your favorite B movie ever?
So I really like these horror movies where it's like zombie animals. So one of them is like zombie beavers.
I'm okay. I didn't know that was a thing.
It is a thing. Is it a good thing? No, but it's very entertaining.
But it's your thing.
Very entertaining.
Amazing. Zombie Beavers. Is that the name of the movie? Zombie Beavers?
I think so, yes.
Is there like, it's a series? So it's like Zombie Beavers 5?
No, I think they only made one. I think they only got capital for one.
I'm like, that didn't work, but it's a classic.
Yes.
How many times will you admit how many times you've seen Zombie Beaver?
I've seen it at least 3 times.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured there's multiple viewings here.
It's really how the beaver just pops up.
I'm gonna have a zombie beaver night for sure. So, Amena, tell the folks how they can get a hold of you and see all the amazing things that you're doing. Yeah,
so you can definitely follow me on LinkedIn. That's the best place to get in touch with me. And of course, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter by my name. So yeah, just hit me up and I'll be happy to talk.
With your wonderful scratchy voice that I love so much. Well, thank you, Amena, for being here. And thank you to all our Butterscotch kings and queens for joining us. And remember to check out all of the other Get Down episodes that we have on your favorite platform and on YouTube. Until next time.